Hello there, and welcome to the show, and today I'm going to be talking about WWE Money in the Bank. Money in the Bank took place live on June 7th from the Intuit Dome in Los Angeles, California, had an attendance of over 17,000 people. Let's talk about the show. Money in the Bank kicked off with the women's Money in the Bank ladder match. The participants in this match were Alexa Bliss, Roxanne Perez, Naomi, Stephanie Vaquer, Julia, and Rhea Ripley. All 6 women won qualifying triple threat matches to earn their spots in this Money in the Bank ladder match. Stephanie Vaquer definitely earned her paycheck over Money in the Bank weekend, working 3 matches in the span of 24 hours in SmackDown, Worlds Collide, and Money in the Bank. Rhea Ripley got the loudest pop of anyone in this match, no surprise there. Stephanie Vaquer officially making her main roster debut following that loss of the NXT Women's Championship to JC Jane. Match started off with a stare down between the veterans and the newcomers. Stephanie took down Julia and Roxanne. Naomi hit a facebuster on Stephanie. Naomi delivered a heat seeker on Rhea Ripley on a ladder. Alexa Bliss hit a senton on a ladder. Julia took control. She was alone in the ring. Then Rhea Ripley took out Julia, Roxanne, and Naomi with a ladder. Roxanne Perez countered a Razor's Edge attempt into a Hurricane Rana on a ladder. We had the obligatory first ladder introduced as too small to reach the briefcase. I legitimately have no idea how this is still a thing in ladder matches. It makes everyone just look dumb. You can tell that the ladder is too short. Why are you setting it up? That is something I have never understood in professional wrestling. On the outside, Rhea Ripley was buried underneath a pile of ladders. Stephanie Vaquer took control. Julia locked in an octopus hold on Stephanie. Stephanie was climbing a ladder, and then Julia hit a German suplex. Alexa Bliss powerbombed Stephanie off a ladder. Julia and Roxanne then dropped Alexa on the side of a ladder. Always looks painful. Roxanne bashed Julia's head against the ladder. Rhea threw Roxanne into the barricade. Rhea hit Razor's Edge on Roxanne Perez onto Naomi. That looked very good. Rhea dropped Julia on a ladder. Rhea Ripley set up a ladder that had the proper height to reach the briefcase. Roxanne Perez and Alexa Bliss hit off-sync code reds on Naomi and Stephanie Vaquer. Then we had an off-sync Riptide and Sister Abigail by Rhea Ripley and Alexa Bliss. Alexa and Rhea are now brawling on top of a ladder. Naomi pushes the ladder. Alexa and Rhea both fall off the ladder, and Naomi climbs to the top and retrieves the Money in the Bank briefcase. And Naomi wins the Women's Money in the Bank ladder match for 2025. 100% the right call. First off, I am genuinely shocked that Charlotte Flair was not in this match. So it looks like WWE is finally done with the Charlotte Flair agenda, for now at least. Naomi winning this match, like I mentioned, 100% the right call. She needed that big win. She's done nothing of note since coming back to WWE last year, and her turning heel was the right call for her character. She was the right person to win this match. No one else in this match needed Money in the Bank. This was a pretty solid ladder match. I thought that last year's Women's Money in the Bank ladder match was better than this year's, but this was still a pretty good match and a very good choice to open the show. All 6 women worked hard, right outcome, and this was a solid match. Dominic Mysterio versus Octagon Jr. for the Intercontinental Championship. This match took place because of the events that took place on Worlds Collide earlier in the day. Dominic Mysterio came out with Liv Morgan. Best wishes to Liv Morgan. She got legitimately injured on this past week's episode of Raw, so best wishes to Liv Morgan. Octagon's theme song, that is an awesome theme. Fast-paced start to the match, really enjoyed it. Octagon hit a springboard moonsault to the outside, very impressive. Dominic tied the mask against the ropes. Octagon hit a corkscrew Vader bomb, that was very impressive. Dominic hit a driver for a 2 count. Dominic missed a 619. Octagon hit a senton for a 2 count. Liv Morgan caused a distraction. Dominic Mysterio hit a 619 and a frog splash for the win. Dominic Mysterio retained the Intercontinental Championship. This match went less than 5 minutes, and for a match that went less than 5 minutes, this served its purpose. I would have done this match on Raw with maybe double or triple the time that it actually went. Serviceable match. Didn't take away from the show, but didn't really add anything to the show at the same time. Lyra Valkyria versus Becky Lynch. Last chance match for the Women's Intercontinental Championship. If Becky lost, she couldn't challenge for the title as long as Lyra is champion. If Lyra lost, she had to raise Becky Lynch's arm at the end of the match. I mentioned in my Backlash review that the match they had on Backlash, first half was kinda dull, second half was very good. This match was very good start to finish. I enjoyed this match a lot more than their match at Backlash. And the lead up to this match, Becky Lynch, in my opinion, has really brought out the best of Lyra Valkyria character-wise. Becky Lynch tried to attack Lyra during the introductions, but Lyra took control. Becky countered a suicide dive, Exploder suplex for a 1 count, Becky hit a leg drop that got her a 2 count, Lyra came back with a swinging neck breaker, Lyra hit a gut wrench powerbomb for a 2 count, Becky countered a spinning kick, hit a DDT for a 2 count, Lyra hit a second rope suplex and a fisherman buster for a 2 count, Lyra missed a moonsault but hit a spinning kick, Lyra reversed an armbar into a roll-up, then locked in a version of the Lion Tamer, Lyra hit a baseball slide and a crossbody, Lyra then perched Becky Lynch on the barricade and delivered a leg drop to Becky off of the announce table. Very good spot. Becky countered a dive into a powerbomb for a 2 count. There were "We Want Truth" chants for R-Truth. I'll talk more about this when we get to the main event. Becky hit a manhandle slam off the second rope for a 2 count. Becky threw Lyra into the post. Manhandle slam on the outside. Becky broke the ref count. Nightwing by Lyra on the outside. They both make it back into the ring by the 9 count. They trade roll-ups, and then Becky Lynch gets a 3 count. Becky Lynch is the new Women's Intercontinental Champion. This was the inevitable outcome. Becky Lynch was not losing 2 matches in a row to Lyra. Lyra Valkyria, her championship reign ends at 140 days. Becky Lynch is the second ever Women's Intercontinental Champion. Post-match, Becky is taunting Lyra. She has to raise her hand, which she does. Then Becky calls Lyra back, has her raise the hands on all 4 sides of the ring, and then Becky calls Lyra back again to wrap the belt around her waist, which Lyra does, and then she delivers Nightwing on Becky Lynch, and she leaves the ring, and her music hits the PA system. This feud has brought out the best of Lyra, in my opinion, in her time on the main roster. This was a very good match. Outcome was right. I do believe that we're getting Becky versus Bayley at SummerSlam, and this was a very good match. In my opinion, second best match of the night. I really enjoyed this match. This was pretty good. The men's Money in the Bank ladder match. Seth Rollins accompanied to the ring by Paul Heyman. We need Paul Heyman to do the air guitar on Rollins' entrance. The fact that he hasn't done it yet is unacceptable. Penta, who got a great reaction from the Los Angeles crowd. El Grande Americano, pulling double duty. Andrade, who got no reaction when he came out. Solo Sikoa, who main evented the last 2 Money in the Bank premium live events. And LA Knight, who got the loudest pop of this match. Going into this match, it was pretty obvious that Seth Rollins was gonna win. No one else in this match even made sense as far as a winner for the Money in the Bank briefcase. LA Knight, yes, he got the loudest pop, and yes, it's in Los Angeles, and he is LA Knight. The look in his eyes when he came out and the pop that he got, it would have been a great moment if he won the briefcase. Match started off with everyone attacking Rollins, then everyone teamed up to attack Solo. LA Knight took out Americano with a baseball slide. Andrade hit a dive, took out 3 guys, and then Penta hit a dive and took out everyone. Americano took out Penta, and then he started attacking everyone else with a ladder. Americano dropped Rollins on a ladder, and of course, the first ladder that was introduced in this match was comically too small to reach the briefcase. LA Knight hit a reverse DDT on Solo on a ladder, and then a jumping elbow on Solo. All 6 guys are now on top of ladders brawling. Off sync, pedigree, and spike by Rollins and Solo. OTC chants. We need Roman Reigns back on SmackDown. The show desperately needs him. Rollins delivered a super kick to Solo. We got chants for CM Punk. Rollins delivered a stomp on Solo. Americano locked in the ankle lock on Rollins on the top of a ladder. Andrade hit a sunset flip bomb off a ladder. Very impressive. Andrade may have gotten no reaction, but he is still an incredible wrestler. Penta hit a suplex on Rollins on a ladder. Penta hit a Mexican destroyer on Andrade on a ladder. Always an impressive thing to see. One thing I do want to address, Solo Sikoa mocking the other wrestlers in this match. Solo's comedic timing is incredible. Solo Sikoa is absolutely hilarious. Penta hit a code red on LA Knight. Americano hit 4 German suplexes, and then he brought out the Fireball ladder. I'm actually going to take a moment to address this. WWE is a business. if they're gonna get paid to put logos on the ring mat, on ladders, on the announce table, they're gonna do it. This is just something that we're gonna have to get used to. Americano did the helicopter with the ladder. Penta knocked Rollins off a ladder. El Grande Americano then did what I can best describe as ladder seesaw, going from the outside of the ring to the ring post to the top of a ladder. That was very impressive. He headbutted Penta off a ladder, and LA Knight then delivered a drop suplex on Americano off the ladder. That was an impressive spot. This entire sequence was very impressive. After this, Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed come out. Rollins signaled for them to come out. Braun Breaker delivers a spear on Americano on the outside, but the cameraman only caught the end of it. Reed then delivered a powerbomb on Andrade. Breaker hits a spear on LA Knight. Tsunami splash on Andrade. Paul Heyman then ordered them to attack Solo. Jacob Fatu and JC Mateo came out, and they brawl with Breaker and Reed. Breaker speared Mateo through the barricade on the outside. Very impressive. Braun Breaker is phenomenal. The man may legitimately have the best spear in the business right now. Fatu hits a pop-up Samoan drop on Bronson Reed. That was very impressive. And he followed that up with a suicide dive. Solo and Jacob Fatu hug. And you could see this coming from a mile away. Solo is climbing up the ladder. Jacob Fatu grabs the foot. Solo looks at him, and Jacob says, "I hate you." And the reaction that this got from the Los Angeles crowd was incredible. Fatu pulls Solo down, delivers a super kick, a moonsault, and then a Uranagi off the apron through a bridged ladder on the outside. Jacob Fatu officially turned face, and he's going to be on the face run of a lifetime as the United States champion. I do see Fatu versus Sikoa for the US title at SummerSlam. I could see Solo actually winning that match because he needs a win. But Jacob Fatu's face turn executed brilliantly. Rollins brought a ladder back into the ring. He started climbing the ladder. He's stopped by LA Knight, and the crowd, they were 100% behind LA Knight in this moment. Knight hit a clothesline on Rollins, and then Rollins hit a stomp on LA Knight. Rollins climbed to the top of the ladder, and he brought down the briefcase, and Seth Rollins wins the Money in the Bank ladder match for the second time in his career. Seth Rollins is Mr. Money in the Bank for 2025. The predictable outcome, yes. Also the right outcome. No one else in this match really would have made sense as Mr. Money in the Bank. I think Rollins, you really have a lot of potential with the story, especially with the match that was booked for Night of Champions. There is a lot of possibility with Rollins as Mr. Money in the Bank. This was a very good ladder match. Ladder matches are always entertaining, and this had the usual fast-paced, high-octane back and forth that you'd come to expect from ladder matches. I really enjoyed this match. This was a very impressive match. I was entertained start to finish. All 6 guys worked hard. I was very entertained by this match. I really enjoyed this match. Our main event, John Cena and Logan Paul versus Jey Uso and Cody Rhodes. Everything that John Cena has been involved in, from Backlash going into Money in the Bank, I have absolutely hated. Let's start off with Saturday night's main event on May 24th. John Cena versus R-Truth in a non-title match. Coming out of Backlash, it was obvious that we were going to get Cena versus Truth. Saturday night's main event was the right place to do it. The match goes less than 4.5 minutes. Cena wins like we all knew he would. He cheats to win, and the match is largely forgettable, but ultimately harmless. Later that night, Cena has a backstage segment with Jey Uso that leads into the main event, where WWE tried to cram 30 minutes worth of television into about 9 minutes. The ending to Saturday night's main event with Jey Uso and Logan Paul, with Cody making his return and Cena getting involved, all of that was complete garbage. On June 1st, R-Truth is released from WWE. Do not let Triple H or anyone in WWE lie to you. R-Truth was legitimately released. This was not a work. R-Truth and Truth's own son have come out and stated that this was not a work, and there is no way that the entire locker room could be worked to that degree. This was a shoot. R-Truth was let go. Apparently the decision to let him go was made earlier in the year, and Cena requested to work with him, which is why we got the match at Saturday night's main event. WWE were forced to bring back R-Truth because of the backlash on social media and from the live crowds. We had chance of We Want Truth on every bit of WWE programming from his release going into Money in the Bank. Triple H lied to the entire world at the Money in the Bank press conference when he stated this is all part of the show. It was not. This tag team match was born out of the main event of Saturday night's main event. This match clocked in at about 22-23 minutes. 70% of this match was complete and utter trash. This was a horrible main event. This was boring. This was dull. I was excited when this first started, but now I am completely over Cena's heel turn and his championship reign. It's not a reign of terror. It's not Jon Moxley's AEW World Championship reign, but this is not what I was hoping for in Cena's final year as a professional wrestler. I hated everything going into this match, and I hated the majority of this match. This match started to pick up towards the final third. Cena tagged himself in, then Logan tagged himself in, and then Cena tagged himself back in. They were arguing. We're getting Cena versus Logan Paul at some point. I just hope it's not Cena's final match. Cody Rhodes got the hot tag and he took control. Cena hit Cody with an AA. Jey Uso made the save. All four guys hit their big moves. Logan missed a buckshot lariat, which was pretty funny. Logan then hit a springboard splash, but he landed on Cena. He hits a pulverizer on Cody. Logan Paul then called for the drone. Cody hit him with a suplex and Jey Uso hit him with a frog splash. AA on Cody and Jey. Cody kicked out at 2. Jey Uso speared Cena on the announce table. Logan hit a springboard moonsault on Jey Uso through the announce table. The closing sequence of this match. Cody's in the ring. Cena has the WWE Championship in his hand. The referee is checking on Logan and Jey. Cena, he's about to hit Cody with a championship, and a dude wearing a hoodie and a mask gets into the ring and starts attacking Cena. It was revealed to be R-Truth, brought back to the WWE just 6 days after being released. Like I stated, do not let Triple H lie to you. This was not a work. R-Truth was legitimately fired, and WWE were forced to bring him back due to the backlash. This was not part of the story. R-Truth makes the save. He hits Cena with the belt. Cody hits Crossroads. 1, 2, 3. Cody Rhodes defeats John Cena, Cena's first pinfall loss in 2025. This was not a good match. This was not a good main event. In all honesty, to me, this was the worst match of the night. I was not impressed with this match. I hated the story going into this match. And the story coming out of this match, it looks like they're trying to tie everything back in together. And they're going to need to do a lot to salvage this story because Cena's final year, I was excited for it coming out of Elimination Chamber. I was excited going into WrestleMania. Coming out of WrestleMania, once the bell for Cena versus Cody, once that match started, this has not been the same. Logan Paul presently is off of TV. He'll probably be back during the build for SummerSlam. John Cena on the Raw following Money in the Bank. Cena came out to cut a promo and he was interrupted by CM Punk, and WWE booked CM Punk versus John Cena for the undisputed WWE Championship at Night of Champions on June 28th. With no build. Granted, they have a great history and one of the best rivalries in modern day WWE. However, doing this match for the simple reason of, oh, they have a history and we need a mega match and we gotta do the match. I am not a fan of that. This retirement tour for John Cena legitimately feels like he's checking off a list of opponents. There's no passion behind these feuds. Granted, the promo between Punk and Cena was great. I'm not expecting a 5-star classic, but the promos have been great. I get why this match is happening. We had to have this match at some point. I think it would have made more sense to do this at Money in the Bank or SummerSlam, but we're getting it at Night of Champions. I am excited for this match. However, I just feel that more could have been done as far as the build is concerned. John Cena is currently slated to face R-Truth on SmackDown tomorrow because it is Thursday afternoon as I am recording this. That match, to be honest, I'll be shocked if it goes more than 10 minutes. CM Punk, I'm not expecting him to leave Night of Champions as the new undisputed WWE champion, especially given what the finals of the King of the Ring tournament are shaping up to be, which brings us along to Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton is going to be our finals for the King of the Ring tournament. And I see Cody Rhodes winning that match and Cody versus Cena as the championship match at SummerSlam. I think Randy losing King of the Ring for a second year in a row and losing to Cody, that'll be a great catalyst for his heel turn. Cena needs to lose the WWE Championship. Is putting it back on Cody the right call? Little debatable, but I think it's time to take the championship off of Cena. Jey Uso. Jey Uso lost the World Heavyweight Championship to Gunther on the Raw following Money in the Bank. Gunther called his shot. He said he was going to challenge for the title on the Raw following Money in the Bank, and he did. And Gunther is once again the World Heavyweight Champion. First ever two-time World Heavyweight Champion. Reports came out that the reason this call was made to put the championship back on Gunther is to have Gunther versus Goldberg at Saturday night's main event on July 12th be for the World Heavyweight Championship. Gunther versus Goldberg didn't need the World Heavyweight Championship. This is Goldberg's retirement match. That's all you needed as far as a selling point. You didn't need to add the World Heavyweight Championship to this match. I was not impressed with Jey Uso's reign as the World Heavyweight Champion, and him losing it after just 51 days? That's not right. They could have told a great story with Jey Uso versus Sami Zayn, Jey Uso versus Drew McIntyre. There was potential, but apparently they saw value in Goldberg versus Gunther for the World Heavyweight Championship. What Gunther does following Saturday night's main event, I have no idea. I can't see Goldberg winning the championship because it's his retirement match. Rollins being Mr. Money in the Bank, he teased cashing in on Cena, but I have a feeling that Rollins is going to be cashing in for the World Heavyweight Championship. I can't see him going after Cena. I could see him causing a distraction at Night of Champions, distracting Punk, allowing Cena to take control, but can't see him cashing in for the undisputed WWE Championship. That's where all these guys are, coming out of Money in the Bank. I am excited for Night of Champions, King of the Ring, Randy Orton versus Cody Rhodes. This match was a long time coming. Cena versus Punk. I wish there was a little more to the build, but I am excited for it. As an overall show, I felt that this year's Money in the Bank was better than last year's Money in the Bank. The men's Money in the Bank ladder match was very good. The women's Money in the Bank ladder match was pretty good. Lyra versus Becky was pretty good as well. The Intercontinental Championship match between Dominic and Octagon for a match that went less than 5 minutes. They did a lot in less than 5 minutes. Main event, I was not impressed, but not every match can be great. Overall, Money in the Bank was a pretty good show up until we got to the main event. And that is all for today. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to hit like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. You can follow me on Instagram at Sayed_2000, and I will see you on the next video. Till then, take care.